Guys, back with another update. One must ask, are you growing the cream of the crop, or are you creaming on the crop? I'm working on a new game now. It's I'm not gonna spoil too much. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'll put some footage on screen. Um, it's kind of hard to explain. I'll probably explain it in the next update, but I'll get to this in a second. But I've realized something very vital about myself and um how I can become productive, right? Like my I guess you could say like my cycles of passion and productivity. Um but yeah, I'm working on a new game right now. It's significantly, I'd probably say it's one of my most smallest scale games I have ever worked on in recent years, like in the past 2 years, right? So it's a pretty good thing because then I can actually like make something and get it out. Unfortunately, this might deter me from focusing on a more important issue, which is learning networking. I am really struggling to find the motivation to learn networking because it is a daunting and grueling and heavy task. You know what I'm saying? If in all honesty, it really isn't that bad. All I need to do is just get started. But I mean, you know what they say: the first step is always like the hardest one. I think it was like in BoJack Horseman. Guy said, starting is the hardest part, and I fully agree with that. I just wanna, if anybody's watching, they need some advice. If you're trying to make something, you're trying to work on something, the starting off, beginning your project is always the hardest part. What I like to do is like, if I have an idea, I just open up an empty Word doc, and I just write all my ideas down. I write like if we're talking about game design, I'm thinking, if we're talking about game development, sorry, I'm thinking, okay, what are the mechanics of the game? What is the gameplay loop? Maybe like any, like the story perhaps, and whatnot. Like just dump all your ideas. That way you can at least get the feeling that you have begun, and then now you can actually like get into it. You know what I'm saying? In terms of YouTube, I am probably you guys are probably never going to see the drama video. That video is never going to see the light of day. Coming back to what I said before, I realized something about the way my productivity works. So when I work on something, there's like, I guess the best way to explain it would be like, oh fuck, this is a terrible comparison, but like, the menstrual cycle, how like, you've got like peak energies, like for me, peak passion, peak motivation at the start of working on a project. I can't believe I'm using this fucking comparison, but I'm up there, and then over time, the more I drag out a project, the less motivated and the less energized I feel to work on this project. If we take for example the most recent video that I made, which is like over a month old now, which is pretty crazy, right? But that Doors video, I got it done in a week and like 2 days. I wrote the script, recorded it, and edited it all in a week and 2 days. So what I have learned is that if I want to get a project, if I want to get a project done, I want to be consistently working on it. I want to always like get some kind of progress done every single day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to try and focus on that and try and what will be the word, like, like move towards this kind of workflow, if you'd call it that. But aside from that, that's all I gotta say. Thank you guys for listening once again.